Okay guys, so I gotta explain this to you because this has got me fired up. Someone just asked in the team chat something that just was huge for me and was a huge wake-up call for me when I first started. Everything's in your mindset, okay? I just want you to know your business is 80% mindset, 20% skill, okay? I'm gonna show you exactly how you're going to gain momentum in your business right now and explain to you a little bit about how this works, okay? It is a numbers game, and you'll see this within this description. This was literally described to me like this when I first started my business. Actually, it was like 5 months after my business because I didn't have anybody to teach me within my first 4 months. The person who enrolled me quit. So I had to make a decision to do this on my own. And when I started reaching out to people that I knew that were working this business that weren't even involved in my business whatsoever, didn't affect me, I didn't affect them or anything. It was kind of just explained to me in a certain way, okay? So this is how it is. When you start your business, you open up your own store. I'm going to try to write this way. I'm hoping this is not backwards on the actual thing, okay? So this is your store, okay? You're actually promoting your store online instead of having a storefront. That's literally what you're doing. You opened up a franchise for yourself, and opening up franchises are hard work, right? That's not something that just all of a sudden grows overnight, especially in network marketing, because there's so many different types of people who come into it and so many different types of people who stay, so many different types of people who leave, so many different types of people who are coming and going all the time, okay? And so sometimes our industry gets a bad rep, and it's because people coming in here and not doing this cycle, okay? So I'm going to share this with you guys right now, okay? This business is a numbers game. So if you just got started in your business and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm never going to get my first 6 loyal customers. Oh, I'm never going to get to Ruby. Oh, I'm never going to get to Diamond, right? If you're thinking all these things, first of all, change your mindset, boo-boo, because you've got a horrible mindset and it's very negative right now. The reason why you're not getting those loyal customers is because you're calling it upon yourself every single day. You're physically telling yourself that you're not getting loyal customers or you're not going to get loyal customers. So what do you think is going to happen? You're not going to get them because you're literally calling out to the universe saying, I'm not going to get any loyal customers. And what you put out, you receive back. And this is something you have to understand when you first get started. And when you change your mindset, you change your entire life, especially when you're in a business like this, okay? So this is a numbers game. Let's just say this is your storefront. And at the beginning of your storefront, you have a revolving door, just like at an airport. If you ever seen a revolving door, I mean, you know what it looks like, okay? So it's got like the little triangle, and you walk into the triangle and you go all the way around, and it's got like a little turny thing, and then you can hop out on this side, okay? So just think of it as this, okay? Every single time you add people onto your Facebook or onto your Instagram, it's like you are lining people up at your door. So this is literally a little line that's up at your door. This is like supposed to resemble a street or whatever, okay? Let's just say you're adding people to your Facebook right here, okay? Or you're adding people to your Instagram right here. You're physically lining people up at your door, okay? Let's just say you decide that you're going to open up your storefront. And you're standing out here and you're just standing outside the store and you don't have an open sign and you're just kind of standing there, right? Some people are going to walk in and they're going to try to pull on the door and see if it opens, okay? Most people will not. They won't see an open sign. They won't see any lights on yet. And so they won't know that you're even open. So they won't even walk into your store. So this is kind of like a scenario where someone gets started in this business and they do nothing but post, and they think that they're going to get people to come into their store just by posting. That's not going to do anything for you. You have to actually get out there, out front. Let's just say this is you. You have to actually get out there, out front, and you have to invite people into your store, okay? You have to invite them through the revolving door and into your store. How you do this is by sending messages. So you have to send each of these people a message inviting them into your store. Now, when they get through this door, some people you're going to invite them in and they're not going to come in. They're going to walk away, right? They're not even going to take the chance to even step in that revolving door because they're so afraid of what's on the other side of that revolving door, okay? Some people are going to come in and they're going to come into your revolving door and they're going to go halfway in, then they're going to go all the way around and come right back out that next side. Okay, they're not even going to go into your store. They're going to get stuck in the revolving door and get overwhelmed and then not actually come in. And eventually they're just not going to be in your revolving door anymore. They're going to exit. These are your people that you add on Facebook. You send a message and you send them a message. So that means they come inside, they check it out, and then you never hear from them again. Okay, this happens in network marketing. Okay, let's just say the next person, you ask them to come inside of your store. They come in here and they come into your store. Okay, and they're in your store for a little while and they're ordering from you. Let's just say you ask someone about the product and they want into the product, right? They buy the product from you. They come in and they use the product for 3 months and then they exit your store and they don't want to order from you again. This happens in network marketing, okay? Now let's just say you invite someone into your store. They come in the roundabout. They're going to go around and around and around and around and around and around and around. If you're anything like me, you went around 50 times before you actually went inside that store. Okay, this happens more often than not. This is your pretty much best case scenario in a business where you're working in network marketing. And it's because people are afraid and they're skeptical. And so the only way for them to get started with you once you invite them into your revolving door to go through to the store, the only way they're going to actually step foot in that door is if they start to like you, know you, and trust you. The only way they can do that is through following up and following up and following up and following up and following up, okay? So this resembles every single time they go around your revolving door, they can think about exiting every time they go by the door, but every single time you ask again, they can decide, do I want to go in the store? Do I not want to go in the store? Some people will go back around. They'll think about not ordering again. Then they'll go back around. They'll think about going back into your store. Then they'll go back around and you'll keep asking and asking and asking and asking until eventually they're either going to come into your store or they're going to exit. Okay? This is how network marketing works. Most people are going to go around your revolving door over and over and over again. And that symbolizes you asking them if they want to go in. They're going to come in. They're going to say they're interested. You're going to tell them about it. And then you're going to message them. They're going to ignore you. They're going to ignore you again. They're going to ignore you again. They're going to ignore you again. They might say, yeah, I'm interested again. But then they ignore you again. But then they go back through and they look at your store again. And then they're going to ignore you and ignore you and ignore you and ignore you and ignore you. And then on that 50th time where you follow up with them, and it's usually like an average, I think, of like 4 to 30. Don't quote me on that, but it's an average, just like that. And on that 4th to 30th time of you messaging them about the product or about the business, they're going to say, yeah, I've gotten to know you through your post on Facebook, and I've gotten to know you through your story, and you've stayed really, really consistent with telling me about these products throughout everything while I've been inside this door. So why would I just give up and not ever try it from here, right? So that's where you're going to get your people coming in and actually doing it. So here's how it's a numbers game, okay? Let's just say you've got your store and you've got your revolving door. If you were to invite let's just say Aunt Jessie in, you invite Uncle David in, you invite your mom, you invite your grandma, you invite your best friend, okay? I want you to know, getting started in network marketing, this person's going to tell you it's too expensive. This person's going to tell you that they don't believe in things like that. This person's going to tell you they believe in you, but they can't afford it right now. This person's going to tell you that maybe they might do it in the future, but they just can't because they don't have time for it right now, okay? And this little person right here is going to be the only one who goes inside your store, okay? Now, you might not have any of these people who actually get started with you. And so here's why it's a numbers game. Because if you're only inviting the people that are on your Facebook right now, or the people that are on your Instagram right now, okay? And let's just say just these people are invited and all of them say no. Who else do you have, right? Who else can you invite? If there's nobody outside of your door, who else are you going to invite into your store, right? So here's where growing your network comes in. Growing your network is so ridiculously important. And this is how I started my business. I started adding, and we're just going to symbolize dots because it's easier. I started adding. These are little people, okay? Little dots. More and more and more and more and more. And I was inviting them in, and I was messaging. That's what that symbolizes. I was asking them, hey, do you want to try the cleanse? Hey, do you want to try my 2-day detox? Hey, do you want to make extra money from home? Hey, do you want to put up a post for me? All of a sudden, all their friends are coming into my revolving door, and they're all going around and around and around and around. And meanwhile, I'm still adding, and I'm adding, and I'm adding, and I'm adding, and I'm adding. This might look a little crazy, but I'm adding, and I'm adding, and I'm adding, and I'm adding on Instagram and Facebook. And I've got people from Alabama, and I've got people from Mississippi, people from Georgia, people from Maine, people from California, people from Arizona, people from Virginia and Pennsylvania and all these places, right? I've got these people just pouring into my Facebook because I'm clicking the add button, add, all on Facebook and Instagram, okay? So now all these people are being invited in my door all the time, and I'm still adding, and I'm still adding, and I'm still adding, and I'm messaging all the time. And eventually I've got all these people who just keep adding up and adding up and adding up and adding up. Some people are going in, some people are going in, some people are going in, some people are going out. I might look really crazy right now, but this is what network marketing looks like. This is your network. If you don't expand your network, you will never expand your business. You have to physically add people on Facebook and add people on Instagram, add people if you're working TikTok. Hey, you're working TikTok, right? You have to add and grow and ask. You have to add and grow and ask over and over and over and over again, okay? Now, here's the deal. When I first started, I didn't have an enroller to teach me this. So for 4 months, I literally did nothing when I first started, okay? And I didn't realize that there was a waiting period. I needed to add and add and add and add and message and message and message and message. And it was going to take like 6 months to be able to hit rank, right? It was going to take 6 months of consistent adding and messaging and adding and messaging and following up and making them go around this over and over again and asking and asking and asking and asking over and over and over again for my business to finally take off. But you know what? 6 months in of me staying consistent and focusing on my big goal, right? I was focusing on my big goal. For me, 6 months went by. I was focusing on my big goal and nothing happened until that 6 month. Can you imagine if I would have quit within 5 months? All these people would have been standing here like, what the heck? Didn't you tell us you were serious about this? What happened? And then over here, Chelsea comes over, or someone else, I don't know, Christina, Tina, whoever, right? They're also following them on Facebook and Instagram. So you quit, and guess what? All your people start going to them instead. You don't want this for yourself. Stay long enough for your harvest to hit. Stay long enough for those people to decide they want to come inside of your store. Don't quit on yourself. Keep going. Never give up. Send the messages. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It might be hard because you got 2 jobs like I did when I first started, right? I was working 80 hours a week, and I had to make a decision for myself that I wanted more in my life. And when I made that decision, to do this over and over and over and over again until I hit ambassador, until I get that rank that I need to be able to live out the dreams that I've always set forward for myself, right? First step, set yourself a goal. Second step, know exactly what your steps are to get there. If you're going Ruby, okay, you need 3 distributors and you need so much volume, right? So much, like I say so much, like a certain amount of volume, okay? If you're going Diamond, okay, you need the X amount of distributors and X amount of loyal customers. Now it's time for you to add, message, follow up. Every time you post, they're connecting with you. Every time you update your story, they're connecting with you. That's why these things are so important. And in general, it's 80% mindset, 20% skill. So this is 20% of what we do. The rest of it is what's going on up here. You're either going to tell yourself that you're losing, or you're going to tell yourself that you're winning, and you get to decide 100%. We all have the same Boards app. We all have the same products. We all have the same before and after pictures available for us. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all have everything so similar, and you get to decide every single day, am I going to use everything that's going on around me as a weapon to take me out, or am I gonna take it and use it as a weapon to pull me forward? Okay, so I'm really excited for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that helped you, and I hope you have a great night.